Uzumaki. How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy, Uzumaki Hadou, and I'm coming at you with a Gantz manga review. Gantz G manga, chapter 3, Unknown Animals. We get a giant baboon and a big-ass bear turtle. Not just that, Sakurai gets some Gantz cred. This and more coming right at you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. Gantz G Chapter 3 was just awesome. So we open up with the giant baboon, this mugging the students. I mean, he just looking, this mean mugging them all down. Like, who wants some? I wish, who wants to be Froggy and jump? And out of nowhere, the giant baboon crushes one of the students. This takes his paw, he just smashed this kid. And all the other students panic. The first thing that pops in their mind is to run. They're haul ass. They're trying to escape at this point. And then they run into the bear turtle. Oh, man, no. So now these students are stuck in between a rock and a hard place. You got a giant baboon on one end, and you got this bear turtle on the other. And they're just struck. You had the ferrets that's coming in, attacking the students. The giant baboon is ripping them to shreds. The bear turtle is just crushing these kids back and forth. Everyone has just been slaughtered. There's blood all over the place. There's carcasses just laying all over the place. It was just this slaughtering. It was just so brutal. Oh, man, that's what I love about Gantz. That's Gantz for us, man. So we have Sakurai. He drops to his knees, and he's just looking around. It looks like he's in shock. He's like, this can't be happening. What's going on? There's just blood all over the place. You see all type of animals coming in, licking up blood. You got these little round little owls that's kind of just floating around. And to me personally, I feel like the little owls is kind of instigating everyone, you know, instigating these other animals. Like, hey man, there's some free food. There's a buffet there. And then we see Sakurai. He gets up. He hears a yell, and it's Matsumoto. He's been attacked by one of the ferrets. And Sakurai gets up. He uses his weapon, and he shoots the ferret, blowing it up, saving Matsumoto. He turns around to the giant baboon. He mean mugs the giant baboon. He fires at it. The baboon moves out the way. He fires again. And actually, he ducks out the way this time. The baboon goes in for an attack. He's moving. He's dodging. And I love this when it comes down to Sakurai, because you see that he has a little bit of moves here. And yeah, this is his first mission. I mean, come on now. So he's actually kind of moving around and trying to hit this baboon. And finally, he hits the baboon on the side, blowing half the skull off. And the baboon's falls down, and his brains just kind of flop out. I was like, yes, this is awesome. So they was able to kill the baboon. Then him and Matsumoto turns around and go after this bear turtle, blasting this bear turtle. They're both moving around, and they finally blew the bear turtle head off, just clean off, just blowing it up. That was awesome. So what I see here is that Sakurai and Matsumoto seems like they're going to be the leader of the groups, of this one group. They seem to be very, very powerful, and they seem to be pretty dominant in this group. I feel like Sakurai might be just a little bit better than Matsumoto at the moment, but it's still very, very early. So now we get to the other group. We go to the group where we have the 3 girls. If you remember in chapter 2, everyone was telling, hey, you got to wear the suits, and the girls was like, that don't look too good. I'm not going to wear it. So you got these 3 girls. They're kind of just walking around in the zoo. One girl's like, hey, I got a commercial to do. I can't be just walking around in circles. Can we leave? And I'm like, hey, do you remember, like, you know, maybe a few hours or a few minutes ago, y'all tried to leave, and your classmates and your senseis got their head blown off. Like, really? You're worried about a commercial, and, like, half your friends got executed, like, 5 to 10 minutes earlier. Come on now. Come on. So we have one of the girls that's like, oh, man, I can't get a signal on my phone. And I'm like, come on now. Like that is a red flag. If your phone's not working and you're in a unknown situation, some bad stuff is going to happen. If you ever see any horror movie, your phone's not working, some bad things is going to happen. Come on, son. You already know something bad's about to happen. So we see, as they're walking into the zoo, we see this new type of animal. It seemed like a giraffe with a alligator head, so like a alligator giraffe or a giraffe gator, whatever you want to call it. But it didn't attack them. It's just kind of standing there at the moment. It seemed like they're just walking around. But one thing I did notice is one of the girls did still have her case. The case, I believe, that had the suit in it. And then we go to Nike's group. Oh, man, I ain't gonna lie. I like Nike's group. So we got Nike's group. They come in, they walk into the zoo. They got the Gantz suit on, just looking gangster, just gangster as hell. Now I admit, I'm a big Gantz fan, and I've been reading Gantz for a very long time. I watched the anime. I love Gantz. Now, I think, like, at first, when you first see the Gantz suit, you're like, man, that looks kind of gay, you know? Like, I'm not really feeling the suit. But once you read Gantz, like, when you read the first chapter, I'm old school when it comes down to Gantz, I mean, you start to love the suit. I mean, the suit becomes badass when you know all the things that the suit can do. So when you see a group of people just sitting all in black, that just kind of look gangster, you know? So we got Nike and his group walking into the zoo, looking gangster as shit with the black suit and everything. And one of the girls says, I'm scared, Nike-chan, I'm scared. And it's like, well, I'm quite sure you're scared. You know, like you're in a foreign area and you just watch a lot of your friends die. So they're kind of moving in, and one thing I believe Nike says is they're trying to find the two guys or the two people earlier who was telling them you need to wear the suit, do not leave, because the main reason is they know a lot more. And if they go with that group, where they go with those two people, they most likely will have a higher chance of survival because that group have already survived before. And I think that's really, really smart for Nike to say, hey, we need to find those two guys and we need to partner up with them to see what we have to do to get out of here. So I think that is really, really incredible. So Nike group comes up against this new type of animal. It looks like a rhino/elephant. So I feel like that was really, really interesting at that moment. So at this point, what ends up happening is we end up going back to Sakurai's group. And I really like how they're going to each and every group to kind of show a little bit of what's happening on everyone's side. So we go back to Sakurai's group, and we have a lot of people that just still crying, like, Sakurai, I'm scared, I don't want to die, please, protect me, oh no, Sakurai. They're like, yo, stop calling this man name. He's trying to survive here. Here's the thing. If you're in Gantz and you're relying on someone else to survive, you're most likely going to die. You have to protect yourself. Gantz, you can't really protect people. I'm going to be honest. Gantz is a very rough society. It's a very rough world. People get slaughtered left and right, and you're sitting there, and you're like, Sakurai, like, yo, Sakurai needs to focus on what's about to come up. So Sakurai and Matsumoto says, hey, we got this. Anything that comes up on us, we'll kill it. And I really like that. I really like that character development right there with both of those characters, because it shows a little bit of backbone. It shows that these two characters are going to be strong, and I like that. It gives a little bit of form of they might actually survive. They might be the characters that's going to outlive some of the other characters, like a lot of the other girls and a lot of the other kids that's just kind of sitting there crying and whining, please help me, help me. Now, the interesting thing here is that Sakurai and Matsumoto, they don't have suits on. They have weapons. Where when we go to Nike's group, they only have the suits. I don't think they have the weapons. So I feel personally that Nike's group have a higher chance of survival because of the suits. Don't get me wrong, the weapons is nice. The weapons is really, really badass because it gives that level of offensive attack. But at the same time, I feel like the rules still apply with the weapons. So if you remember from the original Gantz, if you're old school like me with the original Gantz, those guns, when it shoots, it has a delay. So you'll shoot the gun, and it's like a few seconds later, it's going to hit your target. And I believe that's the same thing that was happening to the giant baboon. He was shooting at the giant baboon, but the baboon was moving in time before the delay was over. So that's why the baboon wasn't getting hit. Not just that, the weapons are nice, but I feel like the suits is better because the suits you can at least fight back. Like the boy who got crushed at the beginning of the episode, of the chapter, if he had the suit on, he probably would have survived that. He probably would have got up and was able to walk away. He probably would have just caught that and would be able to probably throw this giant baboon away. But I feel like the suits is going to give them a much, much better survival, but weapons would be nice also. So now it's time for the review. I feel that the chapter overall was good. I enjoyed the chapter. I felt like we did get a small little bit of character development, but I felt like this chapter focused more on Sakurai and Matsumoto than anything else. We focused more on about their group. Now, I really did like the slaughter of Sakurai's group, and the main reason is we got to start weeding down a lot of these weak characters, getting a lot of these weak characters out of there, because we opened up with a lot of characters. We opened up with shit tons of people, and we got to definitely got to start killing off some of these characters so we can get down to some of the main characters so they can shine. The all-female group, that's the 3 females, I feel like maybe 1 or 2 of them might survive. I feel like that one of them did make said something pretty interesting. She said, maybe we're already dead. Remember, we went off the cliff. So I feel like some of the females in this group is kind of intelligent, but at the same time, I feel like not too many of that group is going to survive. I feel that everyone perhaps in Nike group could survive this encounter, this first game looking for the Beast King or whatever. So I felt like it was pretty decent, but overall, I felt like we really didn't move too far. I mean, we're still in the zoo. We're no closer to the Beast King. We're no closer than finding the Beast King. I mean, we got Nike's group that's looking for the 2 guys, and the other 2 groups is just kind of moving around this nowhere. They're just kind of walking around trying to figure out a way out. But at the same time, we do get a lot of slaughter. We do get a lot of people getting killed. So I really do like that. But overall, it was a pretty decent chapter. I'm going to give this chapter a 7 out of 10. Yes, that's right, a 7 out of 10 because it was good. The art was well. I really liked the different type of animals that had the different type of bodies. Thought that was awesome. I mean, definitely the bear turtle. That was really, really interesting. I loved it. I love seeing people getting killed. Not just that, I love to see the part where like the ferret's ripping out the girl's eyeball. That was just awesome, not gonna lie. That was really, really incredible. I love that. And even at the end of the chapter when you have Sakurai and Matsumoto facing off against this big rhino type of this rhino animal that has kind of walked towards them. That really looks interesting. So I really can't wait to see what's going to happen in Gantz G Chapter 4. But that's all I have for you today. If I left something out, please let me know in the comment box below. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Matane.